Welcome to Learn It Easy. Today's topic is plant adaptation. Let's see how the plant adjusts to its environment. What is plant adaptation? Plants adapt or adjust to their surroundings. They have a unique feature that allows them to live and survive in its own particular habitat. So, why certain plants grow in one area but not in other area? Think about it. Adaptation in roots. The root system provides a way for plants to obtain water and nutrients from the soil. This is the basic information about roots which you have been learning from K3. But how about some unusual roots? Are you aware of them? Yes, let's look into the ficus plant and the mangroves tree. What's the specialty of the ficus plant? The seeds they germinate in the branch of the tree and grows from the branches. Long roots that reach down to the soil and they strangle the original tree. And how about the mangrove tree? They have a special salt filtering aerial tap roots that grow out of the water. You can see the picture. The roots look like as if they're floating on top of the water. But they have a special salt filtering aerial system. How cool is that? Adaptation in stems. Stem contains tube-like structure that carry water and food to all parts of the plant. So, which part of the stem carries water to all parts of the plant? Can you guess? Right, it's the xylem and the phloem. So, there are some specialized stems like cactus. What is a cactus? It's a plant grown in the desert, right? See the cactus here? Right, okay. The succulents. What are succulents? They are plants that store large amount of water. Succulents are plants that store large amount of water. For example, cactus. Runners. What are runners? Stem that grows along the ground are called runners. Do you see this? Stem that grows along the ground are called runners. Example, strawberry. They grow along the ground. Next one is bulbs or tubers. Some stems, they grow below the ground. Example, onions. They are the bulbs or tubers. Now, the last type of stem is tendrils. What are tendrils? Hope you're aware of climbing plants. These climbing plants, they have a thread-like structure, and that is called tendrils. These thread-like structures are used by the climbing plants for support, and they are called tendrils. For example, peas. Now, let's see the adaptation in leaves. Do you see the picture that someone is touching the leaf and it closes? It's called touch me not plant. So, leaf is a plant organ adapted for photosynthesis. Yes, oxygen, carbon dioxide, sunlight, water, soil, all these things you have been learning many years. So in order to survive, the plants should adapt to the climate and environment. Some plants have leaves with some special features. The spines on the cactus plant are the leaves of the plant. They help to store water. And there are some carnivorous plants. They eat insects. How do they eat insects? They have such unusual leaves. When an insect sits on the leaves of the plant, you can see the spiky part of the plant on your right side. Yes, this plant is called Venus flytrap. The spiky part attracts the insect, and once the insect sticks over it, the leaves close. That's a special feature of this plant, and it's a carnivorous plant. Now, let's see adaptation for reproduction. So, plants have many different kinds of adaptations that helps them to reproduce. Some of them are like cuttings, runners, and dispersing seeds. I've given some pictures over here. For cuttings, it's a rose plant. You can take a cutting of a rose plant and grow a new plant. That's one kind of reproduction. So cutting is a leaf or the stem that roots when put in water or soil. Not all the plants will grow from cutting. There are some certain kinds of plants that grow from cutting. For example, is a rose plant. And runners. They are specialized stems that grow horizontally, and where the runners touch the soil, the root grows into a new plant from them. For example, you see this? What is it? The grass, right. So these are called runners because the roots grow horizontally wherever the stem touches the soil. You can see a big lawn, huge lawn. How do they grow? Do we fill in the whole lawn? No. Only a part of it is filled. And so it fills up the whole area by growing into a new plant in clusters. Right. Then flowering plants reproduce through seeds and flowers. Right. The dispersing seeds. What are the dispersing seeds you see here? These are the dispersing seeds. Why do we say dispersing seeds? Because seed dispersal is the movement, spread, or transport of seeds away from the parent plant. How do they transport, move, or spread? They spread through air, wind, or some animals sit over it, or they stick to some insects through contact of the clothes. They just disperse and they spread. Let's see what is tropism. Any idea what is tropism? Let's see. The way an organism turns or moves in response to a stimulus is called tropism. The way an organism turns and moves in response to the stimulus. Right. So tropism in plant is the way the plant grows in response to a stimulus. Do you see this? Light, gravity, and touch are stimuli that can affect a plant. Some plants grow towards the direction of the light. That's a stimuli. Some plants close when there is a touch, right? Some plants grow taller depending on the gravity, right? Okay, so tropism means an organism turn or move in response to stimulus. Let's see the common tropisms in plant. There are three common tropisms: phototropism, gravitropism, and thigmotropism. Have a look at this picture. You can guess what is phototropism. Yes, the stem bends in the direction of the light. Right, so the cells in the darker side of the stem, they grow longer towards the direction of the light. The stem bends towards the direction of the light. So it is called phototropism. Now let's go to gravitropism. What is the gravitropism? The roots grow downwards and the stem grows upward towards the light. It is called gravitropism. When the stem of the plant grows upward towards light, it's called negative gravitropism. And when the root grows downwards into the soil, it's called positive gravitropism. So, I'm sure you would have been clear about what is negative gravitropism and positive gravitropism. A negative gravitropism is when the stem of the plant grows upward towards the light. You see this? And positive gravitropism is when the roots grow downwards into the soil. Most of the plants are under this category of gravitropism. Right. Next one is thigmotropism. Sounds new. So the thigmotropism is when some plants respond to touch. Like the fine tendrils coil into the other plant stem or branches when touched. What are the tendrils? The thread-like structure that grows in the creepers, right? So what they do, they try to hold on to something when there is a stimuli. When some stimuli triggers, it holds on to the either another plant, stem, or branches when it is touched. Okay. Vocabulary. Let's see the vocabularies under the topic plant adaptation. The first vocabulary is succulent, tendrils, tropism, phototropism, gravitropism, thigmotropism. I hope this topic was quite interesting with more of information, and please learn more, keep sharing, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.